Well, guys, you know what it's time for? It is time for the Wednesday Night War. We are here, NXT versus AEW. I'm not even BSing y'all. This was a very, very close week when it comes to NXT and AEW. Because both shows were fantastic. Both of them were. It's going to be hard for me to pick out the one who won this week. NXT had the Women's Tag Team Championships defended in the main event. They also had a huge announcement made by Commissioner William Regal, and it was just it looks like Damian Priest is going to be on a face turn. And then for AEW Dynamite, we had a World Tag Team Championship matchup. We definitely had an awesome main event when it came to best friends and the Sex Gods. And then of course the Young Bucks. Well, I'll get into that in a minute. And a surprise for the Cody's TNT Championship. So let's get into NXT. So NXT starts off. We have for the Tag Team Championships, Imperium taking on Breezango. Breezango's being into like a very serious situation here, taking on Imperium. The match was actually pretty good. But before the match was over, oh God, what is the name of that Native American group? Yeah, with Malcolm Rivers comes out, and then they start getting beat up by Danny Burch, Only Lorcan, in an all-out brawl, and then Fabian Aichner goes. Cowboys on the action outside and gives Fandango one of them DDTs and because with a distraction, and they retain the NXT Tag Team Championships. Your thoughts on the match?
Before we get to the match, what did you think of their Imperium mock entrance? If you saw it,
I thought it was kind of funny.
Okay, well. You know, they do something every week.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, that kind of got sloppy towards the end. The DDT didn't look good at all. Mm-hmm. That Fabian Aichner had, but, you know, they won, so.
Well, I figured, I didn't think Breezango was going to win anyway, because I like Imperium with the Tag Team Championships, and they have to keep those Imperium kind of in the limelight, especially for, Walter and all them not being able to come back just yet.
Yeah, I mean, I like him. I think they should showcase them more. Mm-hmm. But, we'll see.
Next up, we have Damian Priest taking on Killian Dane. Throughout the matchup, Damian Priest is doing, high jumps and everything, and he's showing that his lower back is killing him, which is showing that he's selling the effects of the steel steps that he fell on against Finn Balor in your house. I like that. And I was like, okay, him selling the back and everything, but...
I don't know if that's selling us. That joint actually just hurt.
That joint actually probably just hurt because he fell. That joint sucked. But he hits the Archer of Infamy and picks up the win over Killian Dane in a nice matchup. It looks like Damian Priest is probably going face.
Yeah.
Because I like Damian Priest, and when I used to watch him, in was House of Hardcore when he was Punishment Martinez.
Yeah, he was in Ring of Honor, yeah.
Yeah, I always called him the athletic Baron Corbin. And then I heard people in the audience used to scream at him like bootleg Baron Corbin. Well, guess what? He's better than Baron Corbin, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's weird that he's face now. He was literally 2 weeks ago beating people up with baseball bats.
Or nightsticks, you know what I'm saying?
Nightsticks, yeah.
Yeah. Velveteen Dream is shown backstage, and they're asking him about, him losing the championship to Cole, but he don't even want to talk about that right now. But as he's talking, Dexter Lumis is behind him, and he puts up a picture of him and Velveteen Dream with the Tag Team Championships. Then Dream sees it, doesn't see what's going on here, and looks at it, he says, okay, that was a one-time thing, even though it happened like twice, or 3 times. So he says, we're not, the Dream is a solo act. Now, once again, we don't know what's going to happen with Velveteen Dream, But I know the plan was. I look like they were trying to do a tag team. Would you like a tag team with Dexter Lumis and Velveteen Dream?
I feel like it'll be like a rock and sock type of thing. Where Dream hates it and Lumis is all into it.
I can see because like Lumis wants to be his friend. You can tell.
I feel like Lumis will make jackets and all that. Be like, yeah, I got us matching jackets.
Okay, well, see, that goes against the Lumis character though. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to be a creep, weird, staring, but it's like he'll protect Dream at all costs.
If he's drawing pictures like, yeah, this is us with the titles, then I can see him getting jackets or something.
Fair. That
I feel like did you? I feel like this is something that might happen. Did you see the 2K storyline with Velveteen Dream in it? Right.
The 2K storyline.
Yeah.
I didn't get that far in my career.
Oh, okay. So basically, you team with you want Velveteen as a partner. Then you got to fight him. Then y'all both partners. Y'all going in a Dusty Classic, and then y'all get to the finals, and he turns on you.
Okay.
Something like that might happen.
That's something that happens. So we gotta wait to see how that happens. Aaliyah takes on Xia Li, and
best dressed.
Huh?
Best dressed.
Best dressed Xia Li.
Never mind. I was gonna say Aaliyah, but never mind.
Okay, I understand.
I forgot about the main event.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. So Robert Stone shows up very disheveled, very drunk and everything, and then
you're basically doing a Chelsea Green character with him.
Yeah, it distracts Xia Li. Aaliyah gets to roll up and wins. I think this is like Aaliyah's first win ever.
Nah, not ever, but
oh, okay. It isn't? Okay.
No, it's not.
So Adam Cole's backstage and he's just sitting there looking at the hourglass, and I forgot who's interviewing him about, Karrion Kross's challenge for the championship. And, Adam Cole says he's not even worried about that. But then Keith Lee comes up and says, you don't have to worry about, Karrion Kross. I'm next. It takes the hourglass and smashes it. And I'm like, I love that. Because Keith Lee, I'm showing you I ain't scared of him neither. I'm the next one. So Adam Cole comes right out to the ring, and we have a segment where Adam Cole, is not liking what's been happening, and Keith Lee comes out, and before Keith Lee gets the word out, Finn Balor comes out. And Finn Balor talks about, he wants a shot at the North American Championship, and when he's done, he'll go to Adam Cole in the NXT Championship. But then Gargano comes out, and Gargano, he wants the shot at the North American Championship, and so Keith Lee had a line that I like. He said, first off, you didn't even care. I care more about your wife than you did last week when she was limping my arms after you knocked her down. I picked her up. She's like, "Oh, Mr. Limitless, please save me." That's the most action I felt in all week. And John Gargano was just like, no, she didn't even say that. You're weird. I laughed the whole time. Mr. Limitless. I was dying. So, Commissioner Roy Regal comes up on the screen because I got a great idea. Next week, it's going to be a triple threat match between Keith Lee, Finn Balor, and Johnny Gargano for the North American Championship. And then the winner is going to face Adam Cole on July 8th, which is the part 2 of Fyter Fest. It's going to be a winner-take-all championship match. North American Championship and NXT Championship. We're about to crown a double champion.
I don't like that.
I mean, I know why they're trying to do it, because they're trying to do it, to boost, to fight Fyter Fest, because once again, you got to be a fighter.
Yeah, but I don't like because then when they fight for the title, what are they gonna say? I want this title and not that title.
Well, I mean, they've done it before. I mean, it'd be different. I wouldn't like if they were unifying the titles. I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't like if they were unifying the titles.
Because like in New Japan, I think both titles just come together now. They ain't unifying, but you just got both titles, and that's just.
But remember when Triple H beat Kane and won the Intercontinental Championship and the World Heavyweight, and they just merged them two together because they didn't care about the Intercontinental Championship? It's like this one. they'll have 2 belts, and it's like, okay, it'll be like Seth Rollins with the United States Championship and the WWE Championship. I defend one, and then I can defend the other one the same night.
But who is stupid enough to not want the actual NXT Championship to say I'm gonna bypass that and go for the North American Championship?
I mean, I agree with you. I do agree with you, but I'm just saying.
Now, I think it made sense with Cena, because Cena was like, okay, you beat me for that belt and you cheated, and then Sting, that, and they do something like that, then it makes sense.
Or it could be a thing where it's like, how with the championship? No, you don't deserve. Whoever wins the championship, who knows? But I'm saying, but it may be a lower card. I don't know, Prime. I really don't. But I'm just like, hey, the matches are going to be awesome. The match is going to be awesome. So who wins the triple threat, do you think, next week?
I think Keith Lee keeps it.
Oh, man. Keith Lee versus Adam Cole will be crazy. But I don't think they want to do Keith Lee versus Karrion Kross. And you know what? This could be their excuse to put the North American Championship on Karrion Kross and not have win the NXT Championship just yet. This could be their excuse to put, like, if Adam Cole wins both, and then it's just like, look, Karrion Kross, and then he comes to Karrion Kross wants the championship, or even if he was a championship and Adam Cole keeps a belt on him, just to have a belt. Cause I don't think they want to go to the main roster, so I don't even know. But Dakota Car,
honestly, I think Adam Cole's gonna win it all, and they trying to give him the resume of best NXT superstar ever.
Probably so. Dakota Car takes on Kaden Carter. I love that my boo Kaden Carter is getting work. She was the only ones involved. Raquel Gonzalez comes to blows outside with Casey Catherine Zeno. Cat and Zara, Ricochet's lady. And then Dakota Car prevents it puts her in a submission hold, and then she taps out. Bronson Reed defeated Leon Ruff. Poor Leon Ruff again. But after being embarrassed by Karrion Kross, he gets on the mic and wants another match with Karrion Kross. Segment happens as we get Santanos Escobar and his first of all, okay, I had to say this, but I'm gonna get to that. And they're out to introduce their whole selves. Drake Maverick comes out to try to take on all of them. The numbers are too much. They beat up. They go into the crowd where there's this obvious fake table with fake monitors and fake everything on there. And he gives like the Michinoku driver through the table. So
nah, no, he didn't.
What did he do then?
Escobar landed on the table. Drake landed on the concrete.
Yeah, that shit hurt. That shit, you right. He ride back CM Punk'd him. I'm a dumb son of a bitch. Remember that. Okay. This segment I was trying to wait on. Okay. This was the segment of the night. And they're not even usually that good because, let's be real, the Undisputed Era stuff, because nobody wants to say, they're trying to be the inner circle. When it comes to the social media stuff.
Yeah.
It wasn't working for them. This worked. So this was the Roderick Strong therapy session. So Roderick Strong is freaking out because of what Dexter Lumis did. Put him in that trunk in your house with him and Bobby Fish and drove off. So they're trying to get him over the fear of, Dexter Lumis in the truck. So they got to take him to a counselor. They go to Bobby Fish and Adam Cole, take him to the counselors, and it's Kyle O'Reilly dressed up in like this Sherlock Sami Zayn outfit. And I'm like, he never looks over to see that it's Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah, got his eyes closed the whole time.
Exactly, and then he trying to visualize the trunk. So he said the only way to go your fear is you have to go back and face your fear. So, and first of all, I just love how they just never have him look over, like, just because you would want to kind of see the doctor that you're talking to, but it was all made it all funny. They go to the car on the outside. He says, "Look, man, don't even face your fear. You got to get in the truck." And it's funny how he's the one affected, but not Bobby Fish. So Roderick Strong is not getting in there. As he's about to get to the truck, he sprints off the other way. and runs off. I'm sitting there laughing my ass off as he's very hilarious. And Adam Cole by sitting there talking about some, even though minus the run thing, he's making progress. So if this is a segment that we're going to get as Roderick Strong tries to keep, get his thing back about him,
I think he goes to a different thing every week.
That will be funny. I love the whole. He
goes to acupuncture, or something.
I love the whole thing. Main event time: Tegan Nox and Shotzi Blackheart take on Sasha Banks and Bayley for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. It's great to see Sasha and Bayley back on NXT. Match was great. I enjoyed this tag team matchup. There was a back and forth. Shotzi Blackheart into the bank statement, and then all of a sudden she rolls Sasha over in like this double underhook kind of like submission. She's kind of like on top of her, but then Bayley comes in and flips her backwards. Sasha goes back to the bank statement. She taps out, and then the Golden Role Models are the winners until the NXT Women's Champion Io Shirai comes out and gives Bayley a sickening front drop kick and takes out Sasha Banks, and then she said, "This is NXT," as she clears the ring. So, good segment on NXT behalf. I enjoyed everything about it.
Yeah, I really like that last segment as well.
Yeah.
Because, how could you not?
Now let's go over to AEW Dynamite. So, we open up the show because we got Excalibur, Tony Schiavone, and your boy Jim Ross on commentary. So Dynamite opens up with Kenny Omega and Adam Page. For some reason, Kenny Omega's the only one that got an entrance. Taking on the Natural Nightmares, QT Marshall, Dustin Rhodes, with Brandy Rose. First off, Allie was out of ringside for this matchup because they didn't want her out there, according to Rose and Brandy. But QT Marshall, kind of did. So the match starts out pretty good. Dustin Rhodes is taking care of everything, doing dives on the ropes and everything. It's a pretty good encounter because it's like. But however, I felt as though that Kenny Omega and Hangman had to slow the match down because of Dustin Rhodes and QT Marshall. They're not necessarily on.
But
huh?
They not. But he also need him in the head on accident.
Oh damn.
On Dustin, he need Dustin in the head doing. Dustin went for a shoulder tackle. He's supposed to flip out of it, but he need him right in the head. So.
Oh wow.
That probably could have had something to do with it too.
You're right. You're absolutely right on that one. QT Marshall that gets a second word about him does one of them cartwheel sloppy dives over the top rope. I'm like, bro, why do you do shit like this? Because I understand that they want to showcase that these big guys can actually do it also, but I'm like, but when it's Ricochet be clearing that rope. Like a gymnast. But QT Marshall, I'm like, that man just flat fell over everything. And then all of a sudden, at the top of the stage, Allie is out there. And she's trying to cheer on QT, and Brandy says no, your cheers ain't gonna work. I'm gonna cheer you on. And then it doesn't really matter because at this point, they hit the what is the name of that buckshot V-trigger move?
I think it's just called the buckshot V-trigger.
No, the last call. They call
That's what they call it?
Yeah. With the last call on QT Marshall, and then they win. The highlight of this match was not even the match. It was Britt Baker on the outside with the little pulley feeding Tony Schiavone the notes when she was doing a little pulley thing on the wheelchair. Yo, Britt Baker, Dr. Britt Baker DMD, has been the most entertaining she's ever been since starting AEW. The heel turn and her being injured is, I hate to say it, the best thing that ever happened to her.
Yeah, really.
Because she's hilarious. She is hilarious.
It's kind of almost the opposite of Sami Zayn when he turned heel.
You know what? Yeah. You're right. You're right about that one. Up next, we have Anna Jay taking on Abandon. I'm telling you right now, it's all about how good makeup this woman
Anna
had.
Jay, sorry. What'd you say?
No. I was talking about how the makeup looked on the horror character.
Oh, I thought you were talking about. Oh, sorry. I was talking about something else. My bad.
No. What was you talking about?
Anna Jay.
Oh, well, I mean, she looked good. But I was just so enamored by how good that horror makeup looked with the different color context and everything. She looked like really dead. It was like a horror movie really did come to light. Her Finn Balor style interest and everything was.
I never heard of this person until now, and they signed her. So
exactly. I mean, did she have some dark matches?
Nah. Well, if she did, I didn't see him.
No. Okay. Fair enough. But then after that, NJ hits the Hurricane Rana for the 3 count. After the matchup, we get the Dark Order. Screw the Dark Order. Comes out Mr. Brody Lee, has a marching order that he says maybe it's some sort of offer, maybe it's not. So to Tony Schiavone, but it looks like they're trying to get a woman into the Dark Order now.
Not Anna Jay.
Yeah, so I don't know.
They also gave Coco Ben a contract.
Oh, okay. So then we have, as they called it, number 1 ranked MJF taking on Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn is 56 years old.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Billy Gunn looks 32 years old.
See, that's what I'm saying. I guess he just looked old in the 90s because he literally looks the same. He looks
exactly the same. Obviously, the difference is Billy Gunn got bigger, like more muscles than he did back in the 90s.
He must have just had an old face in the 90s because his face has not changed.
It hasn't. I can see Billy Gunn from a mile away. And I'm like, this man is jacked. And I'm like, he still got some bunnies. Now he ain't got the bunnies that Billy Gunn had tonight. Billy Gunn was hopping up on tables doing the famous do the table like with Bubba Ray. That's a high ass leap. But
but that's still a hard move to do in your 30s and 20s, especially at 50.
Yeah, 50. Now I mean, obviously it ain't as hard now. I mean, the way Dolph Ziggler does it is kind of like impactful, but Billy Gunn can still hit the move. But I mean, like the bunnies he had back in the day, though, he like loop. I was like, because he used to play basketball. Yeah. Good matchup by these two. MJF was doing a lot of work on Billy Gunn's leg. Warlord was on the outside. They tried to go and pick a fight. Because you have the Jurassic Express is out there, and then as Warlord is the referee, he tosses MJF the ring, and then he blasts him. Billy Gunn with the power of the punch that Regal used to say, and he remains undefeated in 2020.
They're basically doing Cody Rhodes 2018.
Yeah, exactly. So after that,
I ain't gonna lie, I like the gimmicks. I'm glad they kind of.
First of all, I love Cody and the Ring of Honor.
Yeah, the actual ring. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, because Cody, very creative guy. So they pick a fight and start a fight on the outside with Jurassic Express. So we got Warlord and Luchasaurus in a lumberjack match next week.
So like, are we supposed to forget the fact that Luchasaurus was supposed to be this quote unquote giant? He's the same height as Billy Gunn, but Billy Gunn's taller than him. Yeah,
because you're not supposed to see. The problem is you're not supposed to be bringing Billy Gunn out when you try to sell somebody. You know what I'm saying?
So they say, "Oh, this man is 6'8", and then Billy Gunn is like taller than him."
Exactly. Okay. I don't remember when this happened, so I'm going. You know what? Never mind. I take that back. Okay, so there was this backstage promo with the Sex Gods, Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. Talk about the attack on Orange Cassidy. He said, why Blood Orange was juiced all over the ring last week? Everybody loves Orange Cassidy, but the audacity to interrupt the Inner Circle twice. So blah blah. We get the Tony Schiavone and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, interview. She's an announcer for Fyter Fest, And the AEW Women's Champion, Hakuwa Shida.
No.
Oh my damn it! Hakuwa Shida?
No.
What is it?
Hikaru
Shida. Damn it! Well, defend her title against Penelope Ford because I don't want to see that matchup. And she was outraged.
I just want to see Penelope.
She was outraged at Tony saying that, so she put him on a friendship timeout. And then Baker goes to her car and demands somebody to drive the Rolls Royce to leave immediately. But it's Big Swole behind the wheel. She says, "Where to, Doctor?" And then she drives off with the devilish grin. That's why I remember that whole Stephanie thing from The Undertaker, stuff like that. Cody, the American Nightmare, with his coach, Arn Anderson doesn't need him, takes on the open challenge of the former NWA World Television Champion, Ricky Starks.
Yep.
So the whole thing was a match of somebody that is not part of, AEW before.
Yeah, I wish they would keep doing this, but like for example, they signed Ricky Starks. I don't think they have to sign everybody. Like
exactly, they don't.
So I think the first week that they did an open challenge like that, it should have been somebody of a bigger name. Me personally, and then you could do the NWA people, PWG people, whatever, and then do surprises here and there. But they started out with him. I was kind of excited, and then it was him. I don't know much about him, but
Yep.
Can't really say much.
Well, Cody, starts Mr. Tough for DDT. Cody, his the power slam. Cody got one of the slowest power slams. Goldust and Randy Orton can snap that power slam. And Samoa Joe, he almost broke Dan Bryan's neck. But it's like Cody, he tried it, but he like the slowest one out of all of them.
He probably want to make sure he's safe.
Yeah, I got it. But first of all, real quick, side note, who has the best power slam? Samoa Joe, Randy Orton, or Goldust?
I like Goldust.
Yeah, he
snap it.
Randy Orton, he snaps his too.
Randy Orton goes all in one motion though. It's just like a fluid motion. Goldust like a snap.
Gotcha.
Samoa Joe's usually when he does it, it's like a snap too. But if you ain't quick enough, your head will be skid against the
exactly. Samoa Joe be trying to kill you though. They hit a slugfest. Coach goes to the top rope, and then he hits him with starts him with a superplex, and then they slug it out. Coach tried to go for a disaster kick, Starks gets out the way, but then he misses a clothesline, and then hits the crossroads on Starks. And why does everybody have to sell it the same way? Like God.
Death?
Yeah, it's like they got fall right on top of the head. Like, my God, you don't have to do it that way. But okay.
I guess Cody said, "I'm running this company, and this is how you gonna sell it."
Fair enough. The Young Bucks is taking on the Super Bad Death Squad. I hate that name. Kip Sabian and Jimmy Havoc.
For one, wait a minute. You mean to tell me this man comes out in Ghostbusters gear every single week, and they didn't call this up the Ghost Bros or something related to Ghostbusters? I mean, not Ghostbusters, Goosebumps.
No, they don't. Not at all. The Butcher and the Blade was at ringside in Mr. Clean outfits. And then, okay, so...
Or Waldo outfits, depending on if you add color to it or not.
You're right. In my opinion, this match went way too long.
Yeah, and it was weird. We'll get to it. I
was like, why is this thing so fucking long to the point where I was just like... I was like, it did not... Because it was like, we're coming up on the time limit. I'm like... Why is this match almost 20 minutes long? Like, the Young Bucks don't have to have a 20-minute match for every single tag team. They don't. Sometimes you can just show how dominant you are.
This was weird because, the Revival was out. I mean, the FTR was out there, just standing there, and then Butcher and the Blade was just weird.
Yeah.
But then Young Bucks win. As soon as they win, Butcher Blade attack them. Then FTR attacks the other team, the Super Bad Squad.
Yeah.
It's just a big brawl. And that's it.
I was just like, I don't understand, why that's the thing. Taz calls John Moxley a miserable SOB. And you brought the fight on yourself, Mox. So at Fyter Fest, I wish Fyter Fest right now, said Cage. Which I was like, this is why Taz is talking for you. Because I was like, I wish it right now.
Yeah, I was like, shut up and you pop those hips, Cage.
Yeah, pop them hips. Okay. So, Britt Baker's found a dumpster. Big Swole duo in the trash. And she was so pissed. And then she vowed revenge on Big Swole. I don't know how she's going to do it because she can't wrestle, but I think she's going to get a homegirl that was working for her, that she fired her, but then she rehired her to come and get her out the dumpster. Great stuff. So
Rebel, yeah.
It's time. Matt Hardy's on the unkillable. Matt Hardy, stronger than death, is on the commentary team for the second of the main events. We got the Best Friends, Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta, taking on
your favorite tag team.
I can't stand the Best Friends. Taking on the Sex Gods, Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. Honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. This is the one where I was just like, I watched all of the NXT one, so I had to go back and watch this one. So the match is alright. The only thing is there's a cameraman that's outside, and it's not Randy Orton, everybody. But as Sammy Guevara is going along the ropes, he gets tripped up by this cameraman. And Sammy looking like, yo, man, what you doing? You're not doing your job. And then after then Trent hits that. What's that finishing move he does? I just don't like it. It's not.
Trent?
Yeah, because it's not what Chuck Taylor's is better, but Trent not so much.
I forget the Dude Buster.
Yeah. Is that what Hangman used to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay. So
he been doing that since he was in WWE. So.
Gotcha. So they win, and then the cameraman got in the ring and revealed himself to be Orange Cassie, freshly squeezed. So he comes there, and then he was the cameraman the entire time. So he goes and beats up, starts beating up Jericho and taking him down, and he leaves on Jericho. So now it's been a official. Chris Jericho takes on Orange Cassidy at Fyter Fest. So next week, July 1st is going. No, not next week. In 2 weeks, July 1st will be part 1 of Fyter Fest, and then July 8th will be part 2 of Fyter Fest. So, who won this week prime time in the Wednesday Night War?
Oh, it's hard to say. I would give it to NXT.
At first, I wanted to go neutral. I really did. But I'm like, I'm not going to cheat the fans out of that. I'm going with NXT to win it. Man, I'm sorry. Everything from the Keith Lee breaking the glass and having a big segment of the big announcement, the Undisputed Era counseling session, the Dexter Lumis wanted to be a tag team, the main event with the Women's Tag Team Championships, in my opinion, was the better main event. All that stuff. And then, of course, the tag team match at the beginning really sold the show as well. So, and then Damian Priest becoming the face. All that stuff was great. I was never bored with NXT this week. AEW, like I said, was still good. However, the main event wasn't as good. Some of the matches, like the Jimmy Havoc stuff, along with Kip Sabian and the Young Bucks, went way too long for me. So, all